Okay, the first thing and probably the most thing that I'm so excited for is the Natasha Denona bronze palette. I don't know why, but this wasn't in the first order that I placed. I kind of forgot about it, and then when I watched someone's video on recommendations for the Sephora sale, I was like, oh crap, I need to get that palette. Here it is. This is my first full-size kind of Natasha Denona palette. I don't really see the point in making an eyeshadow palette that's bigger than this. It is a nice little compact palette. It's like not too thick or anything, and it's not so large, but I mean, you get a good number of eyeshadows, so I'm very excited. I'm especially excited for this color and then like pretty much all of the metallics down here. First impressions on the packaging is that I really like it. I really like the contrast between the bottom, which is kind of like a rubberized finish, and then the top, which is very reflective. Has a really nice weight to it. I really like how the magnet feels. Like, I honestly like this packaging a lot more than the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes because, yeah, those are really big and heavy, but they're black, they're kind of boring, they're very bulky. And this one just has a really nice slim profile. First off, I think I'm going to use the shade Ridge, which is this like kind of a mustardy color, and I'm going to put that in the crease. I don't film a whole lot of like makeup videos, so bear with me. I'm not really sure how these beauty gurus do it. Okay, oh yeah, wow. Very pigmented. The only other Natasha Denona palette that I have is I forget what it's called, the Mini Nude palette. It's really nice. I don't use it a whole lot. The colors are really pretty and it is a high quality little palette. My favorite look that I've seen someone do with this palette is Mariah Leonard, and she kind of, I don't remember what shade she used exactly, but I just really loved how the bronze color blended in with rhodium, which is that really pretty purpley color. I think I'm gonna do something similar to that. I have such small eyelids. It's not as fun to do fun eyeshadow looks. We're gonna use Palladium because I feel like this has the most similar mauve tone to rhodium. I'll just put that mostly all over the lid. Ooh, that's pretty. I always like my metallic eyeshadows to be on the more glittery side because I don't know, I feel like since my eyelids are so small, if it's just like a satin sheen, then you don't really see the shimmer. But when something has a bit more chunky glitter, I guess, and just a bit more dimension, it's a lot more visible on my eyes. I'm definitely liking the effect of these. I really have no regrets buying this palette just because these are literally the only shades I really use on my eyes. To have them all in one palette and just have like a bunch of different variations and tones, I think is really fun. Now I'm gonna take rhodium and I'll put that more on like the outer corner. A little brush and just kind of blend it out. Okay, so now I'm thinking I actually want something a little bit more closer to that mustard shade because I do like the contrast between the two colors. I'm gonna go into, I want to swatch Alloy and True Bronze. They look pretty similar. So True Bronze is on the left side and it's a bit brighter and more glittery, and then Alloy is more of a like opaque metallic kind of shade. I think I'm gonna use both. Ooh yeah, I think this is the color that she used. Just to give more of my initial impression on the palette so far, as someone who really likes buying eyeshadow but isn't super experienced or doesn't use a whole lot of it very much, I really like this palette so far. I think every color that I've used, I've like had some kind of reaction that like, oh, this is like really pretty, or oh, this is really sparkly, it's really shimmery. I feel like I've used and like, touched and swatched a good amount of different eyeshadow palettes, but these are quite impressive and I feel like they do seem different from the rest of your mid-range kind of eyeshadow palettes. So I'm gonna go in with a bit more rhodium on a blender brush. And then in the center, to blend them a little bit, I think I'm gonna use Silk, which is like the brightest shimmer in this palette. I've seen a lot of people use this shade and it looks so pretty. Ooh. Okay, I think I'm good with the shimmers now. I'm just gonna go back and add a bit more of the transition color. Ooh. This color is more pigmented than I expect. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go in with some concealer and then I'll finish up the lower lash line. Although there really wasn't any need for me to do my eyes first because there isn't really any fallout that I can see. I recently got the Kosas concealers and I have it in 2 shades because the first one that I got was too dark for me, so I have 3.5 and then this is shade 2 and I just mix them together. And I really like this concealer so far. It is not fungal acne safe, unfortunately, so I'm pretty sure it's breaking me out. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I've definitely been maintaining my skin, so I'm just gonna keep using it until it's like a real issue. I've been really liking the look of just using concealer. I just feel like it gives the most natural skin-like effect, and this concealer in particular is really great at that. It just adds like a good amount of coverage but looks so natural. I've heard a lot of people say that the shade range on these concealers is very yellow, but to be honest, I'm pretty yellow, so it works out for me. Wow, I don't know if, can you see that? It's just so much coverage. This is a recent purchase of mine, but I have used it before, so this isn't really a first impression. To be honest, I'm a big fan of having 2 different shades of concealer. I think it's really nice to be able to mix them and use them in different parts of your face. Well, you can see the texture of my skin, but I just really like how skin-like the finish of this concealer is. Okay, I feel like I'm noticing new bumps after putting this concealer on, so I really hope it's not breaking me out like crazy, but we're gonna keep going. I have some really exciting cheek products for this video. I have been dying to get my hands on the new Patrick Ta cream and powder blush duos. I picked up the shade She's So LA because everyone was raving about this color, and I love a good like natural bronzy blush. But I did use this once already because I just couldn't resist, and it was a very nice formula. A bit more pigmented than I was expecting. I also have the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand, and this one is in one of the more blushy shades. So this one's a new one. It's called Pillow Talk Medium. This is what the color looks like swatched on my hand, and it's kind of like a coppery color, and it has like a ton of shine to it, so it's more of like a blush topper, a highlighty blush. I'm not totally sure how I'm gonna like this on my skin, but I think maybe we'll just use a combination of both so you can kind of see. And then for bronzer, I also have 2 options. I really wanted to try out the Tower 28 Bronzino blush. This one is the lighter shade West Coast. I just love the idea of like a shimmery golden bronzer, something to give me a little bit more life. And then I also wanted to try out this Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder that I saw Jamie Page Beauty use on her channel as a bronzer. She had it in a darker shade. This is shade number 5, which is also the shade that she used, but she's quite a bit darker than me right now. I did also try this because it came in the same package as the Patrick Ta one. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think the color might be a little bit too warm on me. Also, maybe if I went a shade lighter, it would be a better fit for my skin tone. It is a really pretty powder, and it made me look really tanned and bronze, which is really nice. But I am kind of more excited about the Tower 28 one right now. It's a newer product, so maybe more of you are interested in this one. I do like to go in with my blush first sometimes to get a better idea for the shape that I want. I'm gonna do it the way he recommends, which is the powder first and then cream on top. I'm just gonna take this little brush here and just use a teeny bit of the powder because I found it to be pretty pigmented. And I always like to put my blush kind of angled up here since I have a very round face, and this helps to lift the cheeks. I'm like barely dabbing into the pan, but a good amount of color shows up. It's so interesting because I feel like not a lot of people were in love with just his powder blush, but once he came out with these duos, everyone was obsessed, and I just really wanted to try it out. And then I'm going to go in to the cream with this It Cosmetics brush. Oof. It looks even more intense on the camera, I feel like. Oh wow. So glowy. I'm really not a huge blush person. Like, I don't like to wear too much of it. In terms of like the makeup products, the type of makeup product that I enjoy purchasing the most now, I feel like I have so many blushes. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna kind of dab over this side a little bit more, but I think that's really pretty. I look a lot more pale on camera, even though I am pale in general. Let me see if I can turn down the exposure a tad. We will keep this for now, I guess. Okay, I think that blush is so pretty. It gives a very like bronzed, sun-kissed glow. Okay, and then now we'll go into the Tower 28 bronzer. This one has also been really well loved, and when this product first came out, I really didn't think I was going to like it. It just looked like it was going to be really shimmery, and the color looked kind of off to me, but pretty much everyone that I've seen use it really likes it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try it out today. It's gonna take a little bit. I'm not sure how much product to use, but I'm just gonna kind of tap it here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it with the blush. Maybe I should have went with bronzer first. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have already picked up any of these products or you've been thinking about it. These are definitely the products that I've been seeing over and over again on YouTube and have slowly kind of been waiting for a sale to happen to pick them up. That's what happens whenever Sephora has a sale. I just end up getting everything that I ever wanted. I feel like I don't really see it showing up. Maybe I'm gonna try put it on my forehead or something. Maybe this bronzer is just more sheer. I picked up a little bit more product. I'm gonna try again. I feel like this should be enough. Okay, I see it on my skin now. I don't know, it's like really blending into that blush actually. Like they're almost the same color. I think I just really have to kind of dig into this a little bit. I don't know how I feel about this so far. Maybe it is just my brush. I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush, which I like to use for a lot of my cream bronzers. Okay, I definitely see it applying now. Okay, I switched to manual, and I think the color, or at least the brightness, is a little bit more accurate now. Yeah, I feel like I look very bronzed and tan, which is nice. But I just don't know how I feel about this bronzer yet. I think I need to apply it before blush and see the color on its own. But my skin is looking very glowy, very nice. I think we're gonna add even a bit more glow with this blush now. So this is what it looks like with just the Patrick Ta blush. I don't know why she does this packaging. I don't think there's anyone who really loves it, and it's just like such a waste of product. It's a really pretty color. It's like kind of a peachy bronze, because originally I was debating on the original colors, that she came out with, which was Peachgasm and Pinkgasm, and everyone was saying that the peach color was like too pale. It just didn't really show any color on the cheeks, and then I'm not really a fan of pink blushes, so I saw this color and it was more of like a coppery bronze, which I'm all about. It's definitely very like highlighty. It's very intense, but I kind of like it. I feel like if you didn't have a ton of makeup on and like less bronzer even. I think this would be really pretty as kind of more of like a fresh faced, very glowy skin. But yeah, you definitely don't need to wear a highlighter on top of this. I think that's it for the face. Let me just finish up the eyes and add a little bit of definition on the lower lash line. So I think I'm just gonna go into Ridge first, which again is this color right here. You can add a bit more depth after. Oh, every time I use this color, it is so much more pigmented than I expect. I actually quite like that. I don't like too much darkness underneath my eyes. I kind of want a little bit of either suntan or magma, but it's quite a bit darker than Ridge, so I'm just gonna really lightly tap into that. I just feel like the red is gonna look super cool with the purple and like the gold. I am a fan of this palette. This one isn't new, but it's the Marc Jacobs Highliner in the shade Earthquake. Yeah, the sun is going down, so I'm gonna have to keep changing my lighting. Okay, I will curl my lashes and apply mascara and be right back. Okay, eyes are finally finished, and I also went back and did my brows because I completely forgot. Since I don't usually put on eyeshadow first, I just threw off my whole routine. So, okay, that is done, and we can move on to lips. For lips, I have a couple different products as well. First one is a lip liner. So I actually ordered the Pat McGrath Permagel lip liner, and it comes in this little box. I'm surprised to see that it came with a sharpener too, which is cool. I got mine in the shade Supernatural, and then I got 2 of the Fenty Slip Shine lipsticks. I already tried out Make Out Break because I couldn't resist, and it's a really nice nude color, which would probably go better with this look. But I also really want to try Tang Thing, which I actually haven't seen anyone really talk about this shade very much, but it just looked so pretty and perfect for summer. So let me go ahead and swatch them. And then here's Make Out Break, which I was worried was going to be too light for me. But now that I learned about the wonders of lip liner, I can finally make nude lips work for me. Tang Thing right here, and then Make Out Break. So this is again in the shade Supernatural, which I hope is a nice rosy nude. Oh yeah, it's not as deep as I was expecting. Yeah, it's a really nice like beige color. I like the packaging on these Slip Shine lipsticks. I wasn't really a fan of the Mademoiselle ones because they felt kind of cheap, and these do also feel pretty lightweight, but they don't feel quite as cheap, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, that's a really pretty color, but I just feel like we have a lot going on already, so I am gonna go with the nude. So let's go in with the lip liner again. I have to compare this to my MAC Strip Down, which is my favorite lip liner right now. Okay. Okay, I'm honestly not loving this lip combination very much. I feel like the lip liner is a little bit too beige, and I would like it to be a bit rosier. I feel like the lip color makes it look even more gray, but otherwise I think the look still works. Okay, so let me go ahead and wrap up all the products that we tried out today. The Sephora sale is going on until this Sunday, I believe. If you're wondering how I got so many different items, I did make multiple purchases, and since my local Sephora didn't carry all of these products, I did end up making multiple Beauty Insider accounts in order to use the online coupon multiple times. The only downside to that is that you don't get to accumulate all the points into one account, but to be honest, I don't really mind. I personally don't think Sephora's reward system is that great, so I just want that money discount. I don't really care about the rewards. But yeah, just to recap, the first product that we use today is the Natasha Denona bronze palette, and out of everything that I use today, it's definitely my favorite. I was just constantly impressed with all of the different shadows that I use, and even though I didn't create like a crazy creative eyeshadow look, this is just how I apply my eyeshadow, and I think it gave a really pretty effect to the eyes. That's not saying that you can't get a similar look with a more affordable palette, but I honestly have no regrets of picking this up and would definitely recommend it to anyone who likes really bronzy metallic eyeshadows. I also just really love warm eyeshadows in general, so I love all of the shades in here. So yeah, I love this and I'm really happy with my first Natasha Denona full-size palette. Next up are the Kosas concealers, and I do really like these concealers, but I don't know if I can say that they are like a holy grail for me yet. If you use it all over the face, I feel like you get the effect of a really nice medium coverage foundation that has a really nice skin-like finish to it. I would say it leans on the dewier side. However, I feel like every time I use it, I notice more bumps underneath my skin, and that worries me that it's breaking me out. So I think it's something that I personally just have to keep playing with. For cheeks, we use the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush, and I am a fan of this formula. I do kind of want to see what the other more corally color is like. I feel like that would be so pretty. I do think these blushes are very beautiful on the cheeks. They are a bit deeper and a bit more pigmented than I was expecting, which is a great thing for those of you with deeper skin tones. But on my pale skin, I feel like I do need to be a little bit careful since I don't like a super blushy look. But yeah, I feel like my thoughts are the same as everyone else. I love the packaging, I love the colors, and I would consider picking this up in another shade. The other cheek product that I put on top is the Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand. I think there's a light Pillow Talk and a medium Pillow Talk, so this is the medium one. And this is something else that I'm gonna have to keep trying out. I think it's a really beautiful product, but because of how intense the shine is, I think I have to just kind of figure out what my favorite way to wear it is. If you're interested in this formula, I would definitely check out this particular shade because I think it's a really nice neutral blush color. For bronzer, we use the Tower 28 Bronzino bronzer in the shade West Coast, and I don't really know what happened. I felt like I was having a little bit of trouble with this bronzer. I guess because it is on the lighter side maybe. I found that it just kind of really blended into the blush and it was kind of hard for me to see the difference. I do think I'm gonna try this out before blush and maybe with like a less pigmented blush. I think I used quite a few bronzy glowy products today, so it was kind of hard for me to notice this one. For lips, we used the Pat McGrath Permagel Lip Liner in the shade Supernatural. I have to say that I think this was the product I was the most disappointed in. It's very creamy and very nice, but the color is just a lot more beige than I was hoping. So I think I might want to try out a different shade in this, or maybe if I paired it with more of a rosy lip, I would like it a lot more. And then lastly, I tried out 2 of the Fenty Slip Shines, and I really like these lipsticks. Tang Bang is such a pretty warm orange that is really wearable because of the sheer formula, and I think it's perfect for the summer. And then I really like Makeout Break. I feel like there are so many of these sheer glossy lip formulas, but rarely do they come in a nice nude color. Alright, so that wraps up this video. It was super fun trying on all my new makeup with you guys. Leave me a comment below with what you decided to pick up during the Sephora sale. I would love to know. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!